A cramped, dated bathroom doesn't just lower your home's value, it starts every single morning with unnecessary physical stress. Most homeowners attempt to fix a tiny bathroom by shrinking the fixtures or cramming in flimsy over-the-toilet storage. But the real problem isn't the square footage, it's the chaotic visual weight and poor ergonomic math. When we apply Japandi and modern organic spatial principles, we shift the focus entirely from cramming to curating. Today, we are breaking down the exact architectural clearances, strategic cost allocations, and layout rules you need to transform a suffocating bathroom into a highly efficient, spa-like sanctuary. Let's establish the foundational floor plan mathematics. Chapter 1. The mathematics of toilet clearances and visual weight. Shoving a toilet into a tight corner instantly ruins the flow and safety of your entire bathroom. We must prioritize negative space around heavy porcelain fixtures to maintain a breathable, spa-like scale and proportion that respects human movement. Every layout must begin by locking in the non-negotiable sanitary clearances before any aesthetic choices are made. If these foundational dimensions are ignored, the room will feel structurally unbalanced, visually chaotic, and deeply uncomfortable to use on a daily basis.
You must secure an absolute minimum of 30 inches, 76 centimeters, of total width for the toilet footprint, measuring exactly 15 inches, 38 centimeters, from the center of the drain to any adjacent wall or glass partition. To elevate the quiet luxury aesthetic, invest in a wall-mounted toilet with a concealed in-wall tank system. This structural upgrade reclaims up to 9 inches, 23 centimeters of physical floor space. It also creates an unbroken visual line across your floor tile, dramatically expanding the perceived volume of the room. Installing a standard, elongated floor-mount toilet in a micro-bathroom physically blocks the door swing and creates heavy, dark shadows at the base. This is the single fastest way to destroy the architectural flow of a compact space. While an in-wall carrier system costs slightly more upfront, the spatial equity it returns is immeasurable. With the primary sanitary clearances mathematically locked in, we must address the largest visual anchor in the room, the vanity and sink zone. Chapter 2. The floating vanity and sink ergonomics. A bulky vanity cabinet anchored directly to the floor visually swallows the room and traps heavy, unflattering shadows. By lifting the casework off the floor, we manipulate the visual boundaries, tricking the eye into perceiving a much wider, uninterrupted floor plan. This concept of floating architecture is central to Japandi and minimalist design, bringing a profound sense of weightlessness to a heavy utility area. The continuous flooring stretching beneath the vanity makes the room feel undeniably expansive. Install a custom floating vanity exactly 34 to 36 inches, 86 to 91 centimeters above the finished floor, which is the precise ergonomic height to prevent daily lower back strain. Restrict the depth of this floating cabinet to a maximum of 18 inches, 45 centimeters, rather than the standard 21 inches, 53 centimeters. This strict measurement ensures you maintain a clear 30-inch, 76 centimeters, primary walking path directly in front of the sink basin. Use rift-sawn white oak to introduce a warm, tactile, modern organic texture. Selecting a massive, solid-to-the-floor vanity with ornate hardware instantly makes the room feel top-heavy, suffocating the limited square footage and creating a deeply cramped environment. Homeowners often overspend on massive cabinetry, thinking they need more storage, when in reality, they just need smarter, compartmentalized drawers. After optimizing the vanity dimensions and establishing a serene material palette, the next step is engineering seamless architectural transitions into the wet zone. Chapter 3. The curbless shower and wet room integration. A heavy shower curb visually chops a tiny bathroom floor plan entirely in half. To maximize spatial flow, we must erase the physical and visual boundaries between the dry zone and the wet zone. A curbless shower design allows the floor tile to run continuously from the entryway directly into the shower drain. This seamless transition is a hallmark of high-end interior architecture, immediately elevating the bathroom into a luxury wet room that feels incredibly spacious and intentional. You need an absolute minimum shower footprint of 36 by 36 inches, 90 by 90 centimeters, to ensure comfortable human movement. Pitch the continuous floor tile exactly a quarter inch per foot toward a sleek, linear stainless steel drain placed against the furthest wall. Install a single, fixed panel of Starfire ultra-clear glass, completely eliminating bulky metal frames or sliding tracks. This frameless glass acts as an invisible barrier, protecting the vanity from water without disrupting the crucial sight lines of the room. Dropping a cheap, prefabricated acrylic shower pan with a high threshold into a small bathroom creates a severe visual roadblock and drastically lowers the property's resale value. While waterproofing a curbless system requires a larger portion of your remodeling budget, it is the single highest return on investment upgrade you can make. Now that the floor plane is completely unified and visually expansive, we must capture the vertical volume of the room for concealed storage. Chapter 4. Capturing vertical volume for concealed storage. Relying on flimsy over-the-toilet wire racks introduces massive visual clutter at exactly the wrong eye level. When your horizontal floor plan is completely exhausted, true spatial freedom relies on aggressive architectural verticality. By carving into the negative space between your wall studs, we can create profound, invisible storage capacity that does not encroach on your walking paths. This hidden utility embraces the wabi-sabi philosophy of serene, unbroken surfaces and quiet, intentional living. Frame out a recessed, floor-to-ceiling medicine cabinet directly above your vanity, or utilize the empty wall cavity adjacent to the shower. Construct this recessed niche to be exactly 4 inches 10 centimeters to 6 inches 15 centimeters deep, perfectly sized for daily toiletries and rolled hand towels. Run the custom millwork doors completely flush with the surrounding drywall, utilizing push-to-open hardware. Color-drench these cabinet doors in the exact same warm plaster tone as your walls, so the storage volume simply vanishes into the architecture. Bolting bulky, freestanding storage cabinets to the walls physically narrows your shoulder clearance and destroys the minimalist aesthetic with chaotic visual noise. The cost of having your contractor frame out a simple wall cavity is surprisingly low compared to the price of high-end freestanding furniture. With our hidden storage seamlessly integrated into the architecture, we must address how layered lighting impacts these beautiful new surfaces. Chapter 5. Architectural lighting layers and reflective scaling. A poorly lit compact bathroom doesn't just look dark, it physically feels like a restrictive, oppressive closet. Lighting in small-scale architecture is not just about basic illumination, it is a powerful tool for spatial manipulation. We must implement layered, diffused lighting strategies to push the walls outward and highlight the tactile qualities of our modern organic materials. Proper lighting entirely dictates the emotional resonance and perceived scale of a room, transforming basic drywall into a glowing sanctuary. Establish 3 distinct layers of light to wash the room evenly. First, Install continuous, diffused LED strip lighting precisely milled into the underside of your floating vanity, using a warm 2700 Kelvin color temperature to create a floating, weightless effect on the floor. Second, utilize decorative wall sconces with unlacquered brass finishes, placed exactly 60 to 65 inches, 152 to 165 centimeters, above the finished floor, flanking the mirror. This provides incredibly flattering, shadow-free illumination directly on the face. Relying solely on a single, high-output recessed ceiling composition directly over the walkway casts heavy, unflattering shadows and completely fails to illuminate the vertical planes of the room. Do not skimp on your electrical budget. Allocating funds to proper wall sconces and layered LED channels is non-negotiable for a high-end finish. The final step in making this highly engineered layout feel cohesive and luxurious is mastering the psychology of tile scaling. Chapter 6. Tile Scaling and Monochromatic Color Drenching. High contrast paint and small, busy tile patterns dramatically shrink tiny spaces by heavily defining the boundaries and corners. To make a restrictive floor plan feel incredibly expansive, we must erase the visual borders between the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. Monochromatic color drenching unifies these disparate elements into a single, cohesive architectural envelope. This lack of visual interruption allows the eye to travel continuously, making the micro-bathroom feel like one large, bespoke stone carving. Select a large format porcelain tile, minimum 24 by 24 inches, 60 by 60 centimeters, for the floors to drastically reduce the number of grout lines. Carry a visually identical, heavily textured material, like a matte limestone finish or a warm Zelig-style ceramic, continuously up all four walls to the ceiling line. Apply a warm, grounded neutral tone, such as a soft mushroom or Roman clay, to the ceiling itself to envelop the space. Using tiny, dark penny tiles on the floor paired with a high-gloss white subway tile on the walls chops the tiny footprint into chaotic visual fractions, completely destroying the sense of calm. Investing your budget into beautiful, large-format organic tiles reduces installation labor and maximizes the serene, spa-like aesthetic. By respecting these exact layout mathematics and material strategies, you elevate a cramped utility room into a masterpiece of interior architecture. A beautifully designed tiny bathroom is never about trying to squeeze a massive spa into a microscale footprint. It is about distilling your daily routines down to the absolute essentials and executing those elements with uncompromising quality and mathematical precision. By honoring ergonomic clearances, integrating floating architecture, utilizing curbless wet room transitions, and layering sophisticated 2700 Kelvin lighting over color-drenched surfaces, you elevate the space into a focal point of quiet luxury. You regain not only physical floor space but profound mental clarity, creating a domestic environment that feels intentional, grounded, and deeply restorative every single morning. Instead of asking what else you can add, start asking what you can simplify. If you found these architectural layout rules and cost allocation strategies helpful, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing for more deep dives into intentional interior design. I would love to hear in the comments which of these space-saving layout transformations you plan to implement in your own remodel.